Hello friends, welcome everyone. Thanks for watching this video. As many of you already aware, this is Hari. So I can tell you many of you guys attended AWS and DevOps L2 training. So many of them requested me. They are much more interested after learning AWS fundamental and intermediate with the AWS DevOps L2 series. Many of them requested me to create a course content for AWS and DevOps L3. So based on your request, I think past 3 to 4 months people are requesting me. So based on your continuous request, right, which made me to create this AWS DevOps L3 course content. Today I'm going to explain what are the topics and what are the projects we are going to discuss on this AWS and DevOps L3 series. Fine. Most of you guys already you well known. Whenever we are taking training from high-tech institution, we used to purely concentrate on project oriented training. That is the reason many of you guys attended the session and successfully completed. And again, you people are interested and requested me to make AWS and DevOps L3 concepts. So it's not like you can think I'm just having 2 years of experience, or you can just think I have just 4 years or 5 years of experience. What is the need in learning AWS and DevOps L3? Because people are who having more than 10 years of experience usually will be there at the L3 level. So what is the need in learning in this level itself? Don't get panic or don't think in that way. Basically, what is meant by L2 and what is meant by L3? The depth of knowledge what we are having in the particular concepts. So whenever you are having deep dive knowledge into any particular topic, you need not to worry when you work on any project, when you go for attending interview. Okay, don't think this is only designed for a senior people. It's not like that. Each and everyone can attend, those who are having the own interest to learn AWS and DevOps. Fine guys, so let me quickly go through what are the topics we are going to see in this entire workshop. So as usual, section 1 we will provide the recording video, because almost 80% the people who have attended AWS and DevOps L2 training with us, they will be joining. For them this section 1 is not at all required, because they are already well trained in Linux basics and DevOps basic concepts and Python basics with AWS and Boto 3 concepts and all. These are some prerequisites I can tell. The people, those who have completed the training with us, they need not to be worried about it. Some of them newly joining, the 20% of people newly joining for AWS and DevOps L3. For them, we will be giving us a pre-recorded video. This is something 4 or 5 hours of session. You guys have to complete it before attending the session. Fine. So remaining people, those who have already attended AWS and DevOps training with us, so need not to worry, you can directly jump into Lambda. So in Lambda, you can see, I'll explain what are the use cases we are having. My client Bajaj Finance plan to have the standard tags for all their EC2 instance. Okay, there is a project they are having. Many EC2 instances. According to their organization standard, they are planning to keep all the instances with proper tagging. What is meant by tag? Future we can segregate, we can identify the resources based on the tag. So what happened? Tags are something like owners who created the resource, environment, application, business unit, something like that. So what we need to do, it's not possible every time. Whenever they are creating the resource, sometimes they might have forgot to add the tags. So what I'm going to do, using Lambda, I'm going to create one function. What that function will do, right? Whenever any person create EC2 instance based on the create event, you all know whenever any resource is being created in AWS, there will be a concern log will be generated. So based on the event log, I'll trigger the Lambda. Usually you guys familiar with how to trigger any Lambda function to cron expression, or 2 minutes once or 5 minutes once or 1 day once, or in this particular time. Based on the time frame or cron scheduler, you guys are many times familiar. But in this, I'm going to bring it based on the event. If I'm creating create instance, if I'm deleting something, or if I'm going to modify something based on the event, I'll be triggering my Lambda. Okay, so whenever you are creating the instance, the event will be created, the event will trigger Lambda, Lambda will execute, I'll run the code in the Lambda, it will automatically create the tag to all the resources. Okay, that is the action plan for the use case 1. If you go to second one, due to some security reason and audit reason, our client wants to always encrypt our bucket with the KMS encryption key. So again, some of them, right, when they are creating a bucket, they will forget to encrypt it. So what I'm going to do, using Lambda function, it will always monitor the events. When any events triggered like create bucket, the Lambda will be getting triggered. So what the Lambda will do, the function I already having a code, the code will go ahead and it will encrypt the bucket, whatever it's been created. Okay, that function. So purely we are going to talk about event based trigger, and whatever the scenario we need to use event based trigger. And sometime I'm going to create the Lambda in one region which will take care of creating resources in other region. That time we will trigger the Lambda using SNS based. Okay, through SNS notification we will trigger the Lambda. That also we are going to see on the first two projects. Coming to the third use case, project infra has been defined with various stages like production, staging, development environment. Like this, we have around 50 plus AWS accounts are there in our project. So they need solution. Single Lambda have to assume all 50 accounts. I need to do some activity on across all these accounts. Okay, that thing we are going to see. So see, if I'm maintaining individually Lambda in all individual account, of course I need to manage 50 accounts, 50 Lambda. So instead what I'm going to do, only one primary account I'll have. From there I'll keep the Lambda. So what Lambda will do, it'll automatically go all 50 accounts through Azure. Through activity it will bring the data. Okay, by the way, I'm going to configure it. So these kind of activity, right, we are going to discuss on Lambdas. Okay, again guys, this time we are going to bit more deep dive into Jenkins Groovy. Okay, last time we have discussed about what is Jenkins, how to set up pipelines and Jenkins everything. Okay, this time for working with the Jenkins Groovy, we can comfortably create any kind of stage, we can comfortably create any kind of pipelines with Jenkins. Okay, for that we cannot directly go and study Jenkins and Groovy. For that, what we need to do, we need to create shell script. Sorry, we need to study shell script and CLI Git CLI and AWS CLI. These are mandatory. So these are the concept based trainings. First we will cover shell script. After that we will create Git CLI. After that we will study about AWS CLI. Once we are all comfortable with that, I am going to give small introduction about Jenkins. See, there is some requirement from our project. In our project, many freestyle jobs are running. Okay, need to convert those as a single pipeline with multiple stages. Need to create a Groovy script for multiple stages. So based on the GitHub, Git CLI, AWS CLI and shell script, I am going to show you how to build our own Groovy script in terms of making Jenkins. That we are going to see. This is a small piece of Jenkins, guys. Okay, Jenkins again it's going to come as of now. See, this is a Terraform like that. No, in this Terraform use case, what we are going to give, this kind of architecture diagram we will receive it from our cloud architect. So based on the diagram, I'll show you how to write Terraform code in making an infrastructure. Okay, this is the first use case. We will take some architecture diagram. Even we can take exactly the similar one. I'll tell you how to make the Terraform code end to end. Okay, end to end. This kind of situation only we will get it on the project. That is a use case one. And second one, client having multiple activities like cloud infra security, account standardization, log management. For each and every activity, we need to create a Terraform script, but make sure we need to maintain separate modules. So this time we are going to take bigger script. When we are working with the bigger Terraform, there are so many activity will come in fall. So in that case, what I'm going to do, I'm going to create as a separate module. Whenever any particular modules are required, I'll call the particular module so that the particular function will be getting executed. This time in Terraform, we are going to see the complete infrastructure using Terraform and how we are dividing using multiple modules that we are going to study. Similar way, whatever we are doing in the Terraform, right? Similar way, we will get some architecture diagram from our cloud architect. Based on that, we need to write CloudFormation code. So through CloudFormation also, we are going to set up the entire infrastructure. Okay, I'll tell you line by line how to write a code for CloudFormation in terms of setting up a bigger infrastructure. So this is again another requirement in CloudFormation itself. This is something client having multiple activities like cloud infra security, again log management. So for that we are going to create nested CFT. Nested CFT means there will be a main file will be there. Inside all other sub CFTs will be getting called. Okay, I am going to show you how we are working on nested CFT. Okay, CloudFormation template, that is the one. Again, once we have completed our shell script, once we have completed our AWS CLI and Git CLI, after studying Terraform and CFT, I am going to make Jenkins actually. Okay, Jenkins purely we are going with pipeline with multiple stages. Stage 1 will do one activity, stage 2 will do another activity, something similar to it. See, my client name Unilever, they are having multiple CFT for different activity like cloud infra security, account standardization, log. These CFTs need to be executed in their all cloud accounts. Okay, to simplify this, we must to make Jenkins pipeline. CFTs are created to Terraform. Terraform state file will help us to manage the CFT in right way. So what we are going to do from Jenkins, okay, from Jenkins we are going to create a pipeline. What pipeline will do? It will have some CFTs. That CFTs will be controlled by Terraform, which means we are integrating CFT and Terraform with the Jenkins pipeline. Okay, the pipeline, how it's going to execute, where the infrastructure, we are integrating CloudFormation template and Terraform through Jenkins. By the way, we are going to create a setup a pipeline. The pipeline will have a stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, like that. Each stage will be doing their corresponding work. Similarly, see again, there is a manual process in our project for installing Docker. So starting the service, creating a Docker file and pushing it to GitHub repo, and create an image and deploy an application into a container. Client requested to automate this task via Jenkins pipeline. So in this Jenkins, we are also going to work with Docker based pipelines. We are also going to get exposure with Docker based pipeline. For each and every activity, I'll tell you how to write a Groovy script, scripted pipeline, declarative pipeline, how we are fetching a script from GitHub. Okay, all these things we are going to discuss, guys, in Jenkins. Okay, so these kind of pipeline only real project we are doing actually. And finally, we are having EKS Kubernetes. In Kubernetes, we are planning to go a bit more deep dive. So you can see here my client target, they have a EKS cluster in their environment. They wanted to deploy, expose their application with Elastic Load Balancer. Whatever application they are deployed in their cluster, right? The pod level, they might be having many application. We are going to show you how to expose those applications through public world through Elastic Load Balancer, which means EKS Kubernetes integration with load balancer. Okay, the second use case, no, we are going to manage the auto scaling in the pod level. When I am running any campaigns on any application, I am going to manage the auto scaling. Okay, in technically we used to call as a replica set. So we will have a one container or pod, we can tell. So when based on the requirement, no, we can expand the replica set, we can reduce the replica set. That thing we are going to see increase and decrease in the auto scaling, container size, everything. And again, we are going to discuss about monitoring each container, each pod, and how we can get Kubernetes dashboard and tracking the process state and tracking the memory utilization, cluster utilization, each and everything, right? We are going to see on end-to-end in the Kubernetes dashboard. Okay, these many things, guys, we are going to discuss in this particular AWS DevOps L3 content. The people, those whoever completed their session with us, right? They will be getting 4,000 rupees additional discount. The people, if you are already enrolled with AWS DevOps L2, right, for them, they will be getting 4,000 rupees additional discount. These are the topics. Here, roughly, I mentioned all this topic. Addition to that, you will get some more content also. So you guys need that to be worried. Okay, you will gain some more content also. So looking forward, after watching this video, ping it to me. Either you can ping it to Hari or Venkatesh or Mohan, whoever you are comfortable with, and get it enrolled. Okay. This is the very few batches only we are planning to run. In the batch now, we'll plan to keep 8 members. Okay, already many of them shown your interest. I really like them. But still, if you wanted to learn deep dive concept with the AWS and DevOps, right, definitely you can ping it to me. We have a very limited time. As much as possible, right? You ping it to me, I'll add you in the separate group. Daily basis, we'll have a 1 hour session. Okay, probably I can expect this will be around 25 to 30 hours of training, guys. Okay, thank you all. So we'll meet during our session.